Hey everybody, I'm FLW Tour Pro Brad Knight, and I want to talk about some of the Lew's products that we have that aren't what you normally think of whenever you think of Lew's stuff. Obviously, rods and reels are the first thing that's going to come to mind, but I want to talk about a couple of products that I use every time I go fishing and something that I've been relying on heavily lately and I've been singing the praises of. And number one is going to be the Lew's Speed Sock, and this is a rod sock that basically is just protecting your rod and keeping them tangle free. I keep 30 or 40 combos in my rod locker all the time, and I don't have the tubes in the front, so I can fit a lot more rods in there, and I'm able to do that by having the rod sock. And one thing that makes the Lew's a little bit different than the rest is it has an elastic strap here at the bottom. So and the reason that's important is whenever I want to reach in the bottom of that pile and pull a rod out, the sock doesn't get tangled up and slide off with the rod, where you pull a rod halfway out and then everything's tangled up, and then that's no good. So with having this elastic band on there, it's going to keep it all together when you pull it out. And it also has a loop at the end, so if you want to hang them up in your garage or however you want to do it, you can keep them all together that way. So Speed Sock, obviously important, something we use all the time, but also is the reel cover that we have. And no matter what brand rod and reel you use, these products are expensive, right? And we want to be able to protect the investment that we have in these as best as possible. And my reels are looking brand new. No matter how many I put in there, you get a rough ride out on the water, you run 30 miles in the waves, and these things take a beating. Driving up and down the highway, things are jostling around. But one other important factor that's not thought of much is line protection. Okay, whenever you take this reel off, obviously we want to keep our stuff looking really good, but one thing you got to notice is you have an exposed spool. You have exposed line. Then anytime you have another reel handle, it could be rubbing it bad, or you could have another reel handle sit in here and rub on your spool and could create a bad spot in your line that you would never notice until it was too late. And the last thing we want to do is have any kind of break offs or miss any fish. So again, whenever you have your rod sock on here in this cover, you can pop it on there and it's all covered up. So it's going to keep your bait caster looking new. It's going to keep the scratches off of it, but it's going to protect your line on this as well. So again, this is something you look at and you think, well, I don't know that I want to take the time every day I go fishing to take this thing on and off. It's really easy. It takes just a couple of seconds to put on. It's got two flaps that are going to go around the handle. I always do this in my rod and reel upside down. It's just a little easier. It's going to connect there, then right across the top, and you're good to go. So again, you have your whole rod, or your whole reel spool is protected, and that's really important. It's often overlooked, especially with a spinning rod. That's what we're going to show next. So again, we have our rod sock, and we have different color codes. I have black for all my bait casters and lime green for my spinning reels. And again, the same elastic technique. But one thing you're going to notice with this, it's 100% line cover. So nothing's sticking out, no line coming off the reel. Everything is all encapsulated and protected. We're going to unfold this, and it pops right off. Just slide the reel handle out. So again, even more so with the spinning reel, you're going to have lighter line and a lot more exposure from the spool, where it's an open face reel. So anytime you could have this in there with a bunch of other rods, you're having line here that could be rubbed. Another reel handle can get against your spool and rub, and we can't be having that. So again, when you want to put the spinning reel cover on, it's really easy. It's got a little slot here on the inside. You just stick your reel handle through that slot and you pop it right through there. Reel sits in there really nice, right back over the top with a little flap, and everything's covered up. And pull the rod sock back down, and again, you have 100% line cover. So this is protecting your investment, not only your expensive rods, your expensive reels, it's also protecting your line. So it's going to put more fish in the boat, and you're going to have less break-offs, and taking care of your equipment. Your stuff's going to look good at the end of the season. So check out our products on Lew's.com. We have lots of different accessories besides rods and reel covers. We have weigh-in bags, we have balance beams, we have tools, clothes, you name it, we've got it. So make sure you check us out. Again, it's Lew's.com, and these are the rod covers and the reel covers.